Cheers. Good morning. Hope you like the horsies. Happy birthday, everybody. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life, because every day is your birthday when you choose to celebrate life. And why wouldn't you want to celebrate life? You're here, you're alive. The birds are tweeting, the coffee is hot. The horses are eating grass. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, how are you doing today? How is your Saturday going so far? Are you looking forward to a nice weekend? Anyway, we've got some people whose real birthday it is today, and then we're going to talk about putting on your armour in the morning. Well, this is part of my armour, this nature thing. Coffee's a Saturday bit of armour, a reward for the week, even though I maybe haven't successfully done as much as I would have liked this week. Well, I don't know, it depends how you look at it, really. Had a lovely conversation with friend Martin during the week, and a couple of other people actually, about moving things forward. And I really feel like I've made some leaps, which is good. I've done a couple of new videos in a private group in the Own Your Future thing we're doing with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, so that's cool. Anyway, let's do some happy birthdays for the real people whose happy birthdays is today, and I'm going to do tomorrow as well. So Debbie McLaren and Mark Gainey, not sure how to pronounce that. Happy birthday to both of you. It's your birthdays today. I don't know how I know either of you. Please tell me in the comments below how I know you, what you do, and how other people can spend money with you if you want them to. Tomorrow is happy birthday to Ewout van der Klein. Don't know how to pronounce that one. Istvan Toth. I think I met you at a progressive thing and we were talking about martial arts, I think. Is that right? Is that you? And Martin Wildman. Happy birthday to you, Martin. And of course, Alison Worrell, who I did some work with at the beginning of last year, I think, was it? Hope everything's going well, Alison. We need a proper catch-up sometime, don't we? We really do. Anyway, happy birthday to all of you people. Cheers. Oh, it's nice and hot coffee, that is. Let's save that for a little bit later on. Also, just for a bit of fun, I spotted some really cool fungi on the plants behind us here. Look at this. Look at these. Aren't they fun? Isn't that fun? Isn't that nice? Appreciate everything, a little thing around you. Gratitude for life. I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well. So let's do a little breathing exercise. We always do a little breathing exercise first of all, don't we? Hello viewer, by the way, you came on and popped off again, whoever you were. That was very nice of you to say hello. What's one thing you're going to get done today, or this weekend in this case? Blow that out. Fly through your nose. Couldn't quite manage that. Hand on your heart. Think about the one thing you're going to get done while you hold your breath. While you light your candles on your left hand. And then blow out your candles. Square breathing, it's called. I heard somebody calling it yesterday and doing it 4, which makes sense because you kind of breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, I think it was. Do it 4 times, and that kind of stuff. I do 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then there's a more advanced one where you do 5, 6, 7, 8. You hold for 5, breathe in for 6, hold for 7, breathe out for 8. But you can get quite dizzy doing that one, so be careful when you do that one. Make sure you're holding on to something or you're sitting down when you do that one. Cool, good. That's your breathing exercises done. On to our armour, putting our armour on. And actually I've got, as I said, got my little armour from the lovely ladies at Rave, and I forgot to ask their names yet again, but if you're watching me, ladies, thank you very much for the coffee and the nice chat this morning. It was fabulous. I will try to remember next week to ask you what your names are so that I can mention you by name. That'll be very, very cool. So morning routines basically is putting in your armour. Now I talk about this a lot in my programme, so by the way, if you're interested in my 7-day Kickstarter, let me know. Kickstarter to living a life you love, or gaining control of your mental health, if you prefer to call it that. It's absolutely fine, either of those is good. It's all about putting on that armour before you've got the day. So you've got the day ahead of you, you're going to go and fight the world. Okay, fighting's a bad decision, but you've got the things that are going to attack you, come across, kind of invade your space. Haters are going to hate you. Negativity from the media is going to hit you. People are going to cut you up in traffic. People are going to do things that are going to annoy you during the day, and you need to put on your armour so that you're ready and prepared for all of this stuff that can happen during the day. You might have some personal setbacks. You might have people in your life that are negative towards you, are not supportive towards your dreams and your aspirations. And all of these things need you to put your armour on first, get your weapon in your hand and get ready to go for, okay, I'm going out into the world now. Just try to imagine that stuff. So your morning routine is really critical to a lot of that stuff. And that's what I do in the morning. So somebody was asking me the other day, said, should we have a meeting at 9 o'clock? It's 9:30 now. Jackie, by the way, hello Jackie, I'll speak to you at 11 o'clock if you happen to be watching this. And I said, my morning routine starts at 6 o'clock and I very rarely am finished before 9 o'clock. Now, don't get scared. I know that's 3 hours, it's ridiculous, but I do a lot of stuff during those 3 hours. I do a full half-hour workout. I do half an hour of reading. I do half an hour of meditation. Not quite half an hour, it's all these things, but it's all part of that. Listen to some music, and then I come out for this run, which usually takes about 45 minutes. So that's how that time space is blocked out. It's my choice though. Luckily, I don't have a family and children to worry about, so I don't have to fit those into my schedule. So, but if you have, then obviously you just need to adjust it and manage it and maybe do things in different places in the day and so forth. But it is really important though, however. I've got an alarm going on my phone. Bear with me, I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. Sorry about that. That was actually my... don't go away. That was actually my... sorry, bear with me. This is very annoying. Go away. Thank you. That's actually my 9:30 second meditation alarm, which I hardly ever do. But I always think to myself, this is a time when I could be meditating if things were going well. Because the idea, of course, is I'll be back from my morning routine and then I'll do a little quick meditation at 9:30 to get myself set for the day. And then I go, right, crack on. Because my working day really starts at 10 o'clock. That's my normal working day. Anyway, that's me putting my armour on, and I have a whole morning routine that does all this sort of stuff, and it makes me watch things. So when I talk about the videos here, for example, this is Jay Shetty I'm talking about mostly here. He's a part of my while I'm doing my workout. I will watch one of the Evan Carmichael videos. And by the way, johnvdenley.com/morning. The link is in the description if you want to see how my morning routine kind of sets itself out. I'm not sure I probably need to revise that morning routine because it has adjusted significantly since I first wrote that. But anyway, all the main topics are there at least anyway, even if not necessarily in the order in which I personally do them. Maybe what I should do is put a second section, which is like, this is my specific routine. That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Anyway, so I watch these videos while I'm doing the workout, and then I put all my kit on, and then I go out for the run, and I'm talking to you about the things that I've learned from that and from the reading the book and the meditation that I've done during the morning. So all of these things then form part of what I'm going to talk to you guys about, and then talking to you is part of my armour as well, because I feel good about this. I feel positive and elated by talking to you guys, and it makes me feel good. Hello viewer, by the way, say hello, tell me who you are, because I can't see it, just says one viewer. Anyway, so yes, so it's all that armour stuff you put in the bottom, and this is what some of the things that Jay was saying. I just want to go through some of the things there because they do relate to the things that I would teach in my 7-day Kickstarter and my 12-week program. If you're interested in either of those, let me know. And also my Create Happy process as well, which I'm going to start putting into a low-cost product with a couple of extra videos to teach you how to make the most of that Create Happy process, which I've talked about before, which is a little routine you do in the evening and then repeat it in the morning to focus on the good stuff. Get your brain, help use neuroscience and neuroplasticity to help rewire your brain, use its own methods which normally look for negativities to instead look for positivities and reprogram your brain in a positive way, so that you've got some really strong armour and a nice Captain America shield on or something like this. Or actually, I haven't seen Black Panther yet, but I've seen a couple of things from it, and I think he's got some sort of button that goes and he has this whole shield on. Or Iron Man is another one as well. Iron Man has this thing, he pushes a button, doesn't he, and then the suit kind of flies on him and now I'm all armoured. It's kind of like that. And you can call on that armour during the day if you've done the setup in the first place, if you've done all the work, if you've changed the little habits throughout your lifestyle, then you can recall this armour anytime you like. Whenever somebody says something negative, you can go, ching, let's just turn on the armour, let's tuck the shields up, let's get the sword out, let's get the Wonder Woman lasso of truth and get that going out as well. All that sort of stuff. Sounds like I've got a couple of dog waters heading our way. Dog walkers? Dog waters? Coming up to, still hot, lovely. Coming up to 10 minutes on here, so now I need to start counting down my 5 minutes before 15 minutes and start wrapping up. And I haven't even started talking about half the things I wanted to talk about, but you get the idea. There's some notes below, by the way, if I've missed anything. Some of the notes that I made before I came out here, sort of topics I might want to talk about. But part of that was time and place as memory. One of the things Jay said, which I really love this idea, that the time of day when you do things, if you do them regularly at a certain time of day, he was talking about how time has memory, but actually it's your body that has the memory, as remembers when you do things, and then you get into these routines, and then you just get used to doing them, and you kind of expect those things to happen at those sort of times of day. That's why you get hungry at certain times of day. If you work in an office, you want to go for that chocolate at sort of 11 o'clock, because it's halfway between lunch and breakfast, and you get all that sort of snacky thing, and then you get into a routine of going for a coffee and a chocolate, for example, and then every day you start craving it. Even then, when you get home, you have the same cravings, and that kind of stuff happens because your body's got used to it. It's got into this pattern. It's got time that's got memory in your body, but you can reprogram those times as well. And also routines, places also have memories as well. So when you go to a specific place, you have certain memories that come back. And if you do a certain thing in a certain place, so he talks about how he's got like a meditation room. So every time you go into that room, you feel like this is meditation. And this, of course, works when you're working from home. A lot of us have done this over the last year or so. You have to sort of set aside a place. This is my workplace. So instead of going to the office to do office stuff, you've now got like a room in your house that's now the office place. And actually, a lot of the time, it's really useful. If you are doing working from home things, is to actually get up, get dressed in the morning, go walk around the block or walk around your garden, and then sit down at your desk. So it feels like you've come out of the house environment, you've had a change of environment, and then you're going back into the house. And then when you walk through the door, you go, I'm in the office now, that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. Well, one thing that Jay also talked about was cognitive overload, which is really, really important because for that armor thing. Because if you've got in your life a lot of noise, a lot of chunky stuff, a lot of stuff going on around you, it can create this kind of cognitive overload in your brain when you've got lots of things happening, and it then takes your energy away from the things you really want to focus on. So just be wary of your environment. That's probably worth just thinking about in general terms. Then he talked about things like having choices. Now, we've talked about becoming ACE a few times in the past. ACE, ACE, become aware of whatever's going on, your problem is going on, then making better choices, and then putting in effort over time. So the effort over time is the neuroplasticity that embeds these things. That's the time I was talking about before, the routines, the places, and all that kind of stuff that embeds those feelings and those routines. But the choices is key, and he was talking about this really cool story which I've never heard before. He seemed to think it was a normal one, which is two sons growing up in a family with an alcoholic father, and one of the sons becomes an alcoholic, and one of the sons decides he's never going to drink alcohol. And why does one son decide to drink alcohol, and one son decides to become an alcoholic, and one son decides to not drink alcohol? And they both blame their father. So the one who becomes an alcoholic says, I'm an alcoholic because my father was an alcoholic, and this person says, I'm not an alcoholic because my father was an alcoholic, because I don't drink alcohol because my father was an alcoholic. It's just choices. It's just looking at your scenarios and you're going, which way am I going to go? Am I going to allow myself to go down the natural route of following in my father's footsteps and becoming an alcoholic, or am I going to rebel against it and become something else? I'm going to choose this path or choose this path. And ultimately, to a lot of people would say, well, I didn't have a choice over here. Well, you did. The choice was to not choose, to not decide, and to not make a choice. So quite a lot of the time, not choosing is a choice. And the other thing that he said, which is really, really cool, another one that I've not heard before, and I know we're going to run out of time in a minute as well, but which is the ego. So a lot of people think when you talk about ego, you're talking about somebody who's like greater than life and thinks he's the best and all that kind of stuff. But actually, there's two kinds of ego. There's an opposite side of that, which is really cool, which is I'm the worst. So people who are negative and have a negative lifestyle, a negative mindset, and these people who drain the energy out of the room, you know these people, you know who they are. They are actually egotistical as well, because they want to prove to everybody that they're the worst, that their life is terrible, and they want to drag everybody down into their level. They want to drag you away from your hopes and dreams and drag you down so that they can show you how they're the best. And then ideally, from their perspective, they can then get their ego to then be, I'm the better because I've dragged you down so that I can now be better than you. But in actual fact, what a lot of the time their brain is doing is saying, I'm going to prove that I'm worse than you. When you say to people, your life isn't that bad, and they go, oh yes it is, because blah 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 blah, here's all the stories as to why my life is terrible. That kind of stuff comes out. Now I'm definitely running out of time now. So there's some notes below. I'll do some of the rest of these topics another time because I don't want to finish on 15 minutes. However, if you're on Instagram and you're watching this, there's extended versions of this on YouTube, youtube.com/John V Denley. And obviously if you're on Facebook, then you're going to see this anyway. But I'm going to stop now for the Instagrammers so I can cut this off here at this point. So I'm going to send you the love. And send you the love into the world. Go out and love everybody and put your armour on. get your morning ready, and let me know if you're interested in my 7-day challenge. Okay, so for those people who are on Facebook or YouTube, here's a few extra bits and tips and stuff, which you don't get on Instagram. Cheers, by the way. Hello, another viewer. Say hello to me. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me who you are and what you're up to. Where you are. Great. So yes, he was saying about the other thing about choices. Conflict actually is more than choices. So he was saying about when you're creating conflict in your life, what you're often trying to do is trying to prove the other person wrong, or prove yourself right. And it's a bit of an ego thing going on in there as well, isn't there? A similar sort of thing. But it would be better to have an understanding of the other person, to have compassion, because then you can have collective growth. You're not really proving the other person is wrong, or the other person, because after all, if you're having a conflict with somebody and you're trying to prove the other person wrong, and it turns out they're right, that means you're wrong. That means you're now the victim. So you were trying to prove them wrong, but oh no, hang on a minute, turns out I am wrong. But of course, quite a lot of time our ego won't let us admit that, and that's where that conflict comes from. But if you can have a conversation, a bit of compassion, allow yourself to see different perspectives, then you can see things from the other person's perspective, and then maybe you can find a common theme, a common direction. So you might think things are different. So this is classic in politics. So you have people on the left and people on the right saying this is how our country is better. I saw an interview with Liz Cheney, the recently voted out leader of the Republican Party, leader of the Republican Congress, I think it is, I'm not sure what it is, one of the senior people in the Congress in the Republican Party in America, being interviewed on CNN last night. And she was saying, we know what's right for the country, and what the Democrats are doing is wrong for the country, and it's hurtful. And of course the Democrats are saying the complete opposite. They're saying we know what's right for the country, the Republicans are wrong, their policies are all wrong for the country. And of course what's actually true is they're probably both right, they just have a different approach to achieving the same end result. And now if they could talk to each other a bit better, and they could say, so why do you think that your approach, what's the end result of your approach? What are you trying to achieve with your approach for the country as a whole? And what are we trying to achieve for that end result for the country as a whole? And if you can look at what's the end result that we're trying to achieve. Okay, so you want more taxes and we want less taxes, for example. Okay, so how do you think that more taxes is going to help? And how do you think that less taxes is going to help? Okay, so the result of that is people get paid more, more people are employed, and you go, okay, so is there any proof on either side which one of those is better? Not really. So both of them kind of work depending on your point of view. But actually what happens a lot of the time is say, well, we're going to cut taxes because it's going to filter down. You go, well, does that actually work? Well, typically no, because the companies that you're cutting the taxes for are not filtering it down through. Okay, so what you really need to do is make sure that those companies do filter it down. And then people who want to cut taxes, increase taxes, I don't know, anyway, whatever. Whichever way around it is in your world, if you're watching this, the whole point is that it's like, well, what's the intention of what you're trying to achieve? What is it you're trying to achieve? What's the good that you're trying to get? What's the good result you're trying to get to? And this can happen in all parts of our lives as well. When you're fighting with your spouse, you're fighting with your family in any way, shape or form, or your friends for that matter. What's the common goal you're trying to get to? Because you're probably both trying to get to a common positive outcome goal that's positive for both of you. But you're just approaching it from a different perspective. You're approaching it from a different way. And so have a conversation, have a compassionate conversation, increase your understanding, and then find common ground that you can both build towards, even if you decide in the end that you're both wrong. Because after all, in any argument, in any disagreement, there are three sides, always at least three sides. There's your perspective, there's their perspective, and then there's it's bad, and then the middle one. There's a middle finger just getting there, weren't you? The middle one, which is what actually happened or what's actually going on. And I'm amazed at how few people I've got on viewing here, actually. I thought I would have more viewers now since I've gone on for much longer. Never mind. It's a Saturday. Maybe I should just make this Saturday one, this sort of elongated, extended version of this. That works quite well, especially if I've got maybe a few topics that I haven't finished off during the week. Maybe if I add, we'll see. We'll see how things go. After all, I have got a coffee. And I have to finish the coffee before I can go on my run, don't I? Because we're pushing up towards 20 minutes now, which is very long. Anyway, yes, so finding common ground, always best. And then it was the Dean Graziosi Espresso, which kind of cool. There's a couple of good points in there as well, which I'm going to go into as well, and then we're going to definitely wrap up. Because the last part of it was shut up and put your reps in, which is the only way you can get good at something is by doing it, actually getting on with it, trying it, seeing what's going on. And we all know what I've been talking about all week, that I've got my one thing that I need to get done. It's my damn landing page, and that needs to get done today. Plus I need to get home and have a shower and so forth, so I can talk to Jackie, I think it's Jackie, hope it's Jackie, at 11 o'clock. And it is now 9:44. So 3 points from 2 points actually now, because I've already talked about the shut up and put your reps in, which is also the same for exercise. When you're doing exercise, same thing. You've got to do the exercise. You've got to do the 1 push-up before you can get to the 2 push-ups. You've got to do the 2 before you can get to the 3, all that kind of stuff. Like, if you can't do 1, then you have to be able to do the 1 before you can do 2. You can't do 2 without being able to do 1. That's what I mean by that. So so Evan Carmichael was talking about how there's kind of 4 people in the world. There's the haters, the people who, and we talked about this already really, with the choices and the ego dragging you down. People who hate their lives, and that's why they tear other people down. We talked about that before as well, because they don't want you to be successful. Hello, good morning, viewer. By the way, I can see the picture, but I can't work out who that is, but hello. Say hello, give me a comment, tell me who you are. Even if you just say hi in the comments, by the way. If you come on onto any of my videos, in the comments below, just say hi. If you're watching on YouTube or on Instagram, same thing. Just say hi, and then I know who you've been watching. It'd be fantastic and really help me. And if you're on the replay, go hashtag replay if you want. But tell me where you're watching from, you know, all that kind of stuff. Feel free to just communicate with me. It'd be great. So I get a lot of people who watch my videos and don't tell me they're watching the videos, and it's really frustrating. And then I find out later, because somebody will make a comment. It's funny when sometimes I chatting to somebody in like a Facebook Messenger message, and they'll say something, and I go, "You've been watching my videos, haven't you?" And you go, "Yes, I have." "Oh, okay." So there's haters who drag people down. They hate their own lives, and that's why they hate other people. And they've got this really sort of thing, as Taylor Swift would say in her song, "Haters gonna hate, 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 hate." Haters gonna hate. I can't remember how the song goes, but anyway, you know the idea. Because they just have this built. They hate other people being successful. They hate themselves, and so therefore they want other people to hate themselves as well, because they're like, why is the world so horrible? And then you have wannabes, which is kind of where I am, I think. I actually haven't written it down. I should have written that down. I think that was, I think it was wannabe anyway, which are people who kind of trying to achieve things. They're trying to get things done. They're having a go, but they're just not actually really succeeding in anything. And then you've got an achiever who is just getting things done, starting to get there, and not really massively succeeding. And then a high achiever who's actually really pushing forward and getting things done. I can't remember what the point of that was, but it's in the Espresso Evan Carmichael was talking about. It was really good, well worth listening to. And then the other thing that Dean Graziosi was talking about, which was really kind of funny, was how there are some people in this world who just kind of fail at everything. It's kind of the haters, I suppose, to a certain extent. And you could give them a business. And he was talking about how if you change your habits and you change your beliefs, which is what I teach people, it's what I do here, you can help people to start becoming somebody who actually achieves things and gets things done. Obviously, I'm working on that for myself. You see this, if you watch me regularly, you'll know all about that. But he was saying you could give somebody a business where they can sell £5 notes for £20, or $5 notes for $20. I think it's what he actually said, of course, because being American. And he said, and they'll still manage to screw that up somehow. That somehow you've got a ready set business, it works already. People will buy the £5 notes for £20, and somehow they'll still manage to mess it up. I feel like that's me at the moment. That's been my experiences of business life since 2005, when a friend of mine offered if I wanted to join his business, and they sold the business. They made lots of money. I got made redundant, and then I started the Children's Indoor Play Centre, which then went a bit wrong, and I ended up £500,000 in debt. Morning. I feel like I know that bloke. Anyway, and £500,000 in debt, yes, exactly. And then I started Diary Booker, which was supposed to be a massive success, and I ended up in debt, and that's still going now, by the way, Diary Booker. But it's getting close, it's getting a bit edgy as to whether it'll survive or not. Then I started I did start Utility Warehouse, didn't make a success out of that as well. Still going with Utility Warehouse though, still think that's a possibility. I started Find Your Fire. I had an event and I lost money on that one, so that didn't really work. And then I helped start Neptune Rum, and I lost money on that one. They made success. It's still going now. Neptune Rum, very successful. It's going to be at the Cheltenham Food Festival in a couple of weeks' time, where I'll be talking, by the way. If you're in Cheltenham, by the way, I shall be MC in the food tent at the Cheltenham Food Festival in the main, interviewing the top chefs and stuff. So come and see me at the Cheltenham Food Festival, 25th-ish of June, thereabouts. I shall be emceeing and interviewing people about food. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. They cook the food in front of you and then you can taste the food that they've just cooked. It's brilliant. Definitely worth coming along. I think it costs like £5-6 to get in, but then that's free. The food, you get loads of stalls and stuff you can try. I think you can try Neptune Rum, almost certainly for free. Anyway, it's all good stuff. There you go. So that's it. That's all from me. I've talked really long. This has been a super long one. Hopefully people on Instagram have come to see me over on YouTube, and catch up on there, because all my old ones are on YouTube as well. They're all there. You can go back and look at some of my old videos. I found mine the other day, because actually it turns out that my second video was on the 13th of May, so 2 days ago. Was the first video I uploaded into YouTube. I'm not sure what happened to the first one. I'm going to have to find that one, which was on the 4th of May. So it sounds like I actually started on the 4th of May, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. And then I did my second video on the 13th of May. And then I started doing them daily after that. I think because I said on that 13th of May video, I said, this might be a daily thing, I'm not sure, we'll see. And here we are on a year later on May the 15th. And I'm still going every day, and I love it because it's part of my morning routine now. Do need to get them shorter, do need to get them pithier and so forth. I also need to eventually employ a VA to take these and cut them up and put them onto social media a bit more. And then I also need to build the back end so that people can buy stuff from me when they watch my videos and so forth. It's all kind of exciting now. We're really getting there. And I really feel like I'm about to turn the corner. And actually the Own Your Future thing with Dean Graziosi, and if you want to go to, by the way, if you want to do Tony Robbins UPW, go to johnvdenley.com/UPW. I think there's a special offer on at the moment, which you can get through me. And by the way, if you do buy it through me, and I do get a commission because you bought through my link, let me know. I get 20% commission. I'll give you 10%. I'll give you 5% off that. So you get an extra 5%. No? You get an extra 10% off the price you pay for UPW if you want to go to UPW, which I thoroughly recommend, even if it's not really as good as the John Denley version of UPW, which will be coming soon. But I don't have that ready to go yet. So because when I run that event, it will be 3 days. It'll be less hours, because Tony, when he does UPW, it's like 4 days and it's like 14-hour days. I'll be doing closer to sort of 8-hour days. I'll be over 3 days. I'll stick to times much better than Tony does. I'll swear less than Tony does. I'm hoping the plan will be it'll be more effective. There'll be slightly less. Well, it'll just be me mostly. There'll be a couple of extra speakers, but not like massively. And hopefully there'll be slightly less pseudoscience going on, because he does quite a lot of pseudoscience, and less upselling as well. Because I won't be selling massive, £40,000 products in my UPWs. May do one day, but again, I won't be selling them. I'll be saying this is available if you're interested. Please stop watching now if you're not interested in this program. If you're interested in this program, we're going to spend half an hour talking about that now. That kind of thing will go on with me. Much more not that it's not ethical, but a lot of people complaints about these programs, as they complain and say, oh, it's just been one big sell fest. And you're like, well, yeah, and I don't want to do that with my programs. So anyway, there you go. Chat. Nobody watching. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of like a blog for me, because I've had to go back to the 13th of May and have a look, and I'm like, that's interesting how things have moved on. Anyway, I've got to get back now because I'm getting cold, and I want to run home, quickly finish my coffee, and get ready for 11 o'clock. Take care, guys. Bye for now. I think I may have done even 30 minutes of talking now. It's all good fun. Hopefully it's been useful though. Take care. Bye for now. Let me know in the comments if it was useful. If you like the long form one, if you want me to do even shorter than 10, if you want to keep it under 10 minutes, let me know. If there's anything you think I can improve about these videos or these talks, feel free. Tell me. Comment below. Private message me. I'm open to anything. I'm open to suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know. Bye for now. Oh, by the way, send you love. There you go. Mwah. Send out love into the world. Tell somebody you love them today. This weekend. And happy birthday, remember, as well. Okay, I'm definitely going now.